Maydwell in 5 is a weekly microlearning podcast hosted by Jonathan Maydwell, a learning and development strategist with over 15 years of experience helping people and organizations grow. Each 5-minute episode explores one focused idea across learning, leadership, and human growth, blending real stories, reflection, and actionable insight. Rooted in the belief that learning is about coming home to yourself, the show invites listeners to pause, think, and reconnect with purpose, people, and data that actually matters. It's a space for curiosity, clarity, and continuous growth, one reflection at a time. Conventional leadership paths often appear linear. Mine has not. I began in an elementary classroom. I later supported cultural transformation across organizations. Today, I design learning strategy as a development leader. On paper, those roles look disconnected. In practice, they share a consistent foundation. A decade ago, standing in front of a classroom, I learned something critical. Teaching was not about delivering content, it was about clarity of purpose. Every lesson had to answer a simple question. Why does this matter? That discipline never left me. Research across workplace learning continues to reinforce a simple truth. Strategy alone does not drive results, and implementation determines impact. Development signals value. When people feel invested in, engagement rises. In every environment I have served, one pattern remains. Experience builds intuition. Data builds precision, and empathy sustains trust. Empathy without data risks subjectivity. On the same spectrum, data without empathy risks detachment. Together, they form a leadership through line. For years, I tried to explain my career as a progression. Teacher, culture leader, L&D strategist. But I eventually realized something more powerful. It was not a progression, it was coherence. The classroom built adaptability, cultural transformation built systems thinking, and learning strategy built accountability. What looked nonlinear was actually layered. Purpose anchored the work, and people shaped the approach, all while data sharpened the execution. That is the leadership through line. Once I saw it clearly, I could articulate my value with confidence. Clarity restored self-worth, and reflection strengthened insight, while growth became intentional. If you want to identify your own leadership through line, apply the framework I use in my design. Clarity leads to reflection, and reflection leads to growth. Start with clarity. Ask yourself, what principle has remained constant across my roles? Not tasks, not titles, principles. Then move to reflection. Where have I consistently created value? What patterns show up in feedback, performance metrics, or team outcomes? What evidence supports my impact? Finally, commit to growth. How will I articulate that through line moving forward? How does it shape my decisions today? This exercise reframes nonlinear experience as strategic advantage. It integrates empathy and evidence and also aligns purpose with measurable execution. It restores something many leaders quietly lose: confidence grounded in truth. This week, take 10 minutes and map your leadership through line. Identify one principle that has guided you, one measurable impact that you can name, and one growth commitment you will carry forward. Share your reflection on LinkedIn, discuss it with your team, or download the companion to guide a leadership conversation. Clarity is not self-indulgent, it is strategic. This has been your Maydwell in 5 for the week of February 16th. Let's keep building learning cultures that grow with purpose, are guided by people, and are informed by data.